I used to make a funny joke to my parents. I said, I didn't know what depression was until I traveled to this country. Even though I did experience depression living in the Ukraine, depression was heightened for me when I moved to Canada, right? And it's very funny. My dad will always say, but you did counseling. You should know depression. I'm like, until I experienced it, I didn't even know what depression really is, because you have to come to terms with the new normal, right? And these are all things that a lot of immigrants go through. And so as, service providers, when we're working with immigrants, something that we have to be aware of is to, be mindful of maybe pre-migration trauma that people might be carrying, right? We have to be mindful of the cultural piece, like eye contact, right? I used to be questioned a lot as to why I don't make eye contact or why I use please a lot. And I'm like, it's part of my culture, and culture forms part of a person's identity, right? And so these are all things that we have to be mindful of as service providers when working with immigrants.
So I'm one of the, I guess, ones that was just born here, not immigrated. I was smuggled in my mom's belly. But I just also want to give thanks to my parents, because they're the OG, like one of the OG Nigerians that kind of settled here. And they didn't have all of this, right? They didn't have this mental health support. But like just the who they were and how they supported us as kids makes me be able to do this today. Right? Like they had to struggle. They had to figure out things. They had to like rely on people. They were just the new people here. And so that's why I feel honored to be able to do that for other people. When I opened my practice, I haven't really marketed. And that's because I said, I'm all for Black people. I will see other people, but like my website is all Black people. Whether it's, Nigerians or, anybody across the diaspora, because it is a difficult thing to come to this country. Right? Often when people are back in the old country, they're like, oh, Canada's paved with gold and, everybody has money. And then you come here, you're like, why am I here? Why am I here? Right? And especially in Canada or here on this side of the world, we don't see a lot of people who look like us. So my job or my idea or my passion is to be that person for people to come to, with the understanding that there is, we have very similarities across the diaspora, but there are things that are different. So I'm not going to go in and assume I know everything that somebody's going through. However, the baseline of our similarities is what draws people in, right? And just that understanding of you can be yourself in this space. You can talk, you don't have to code switch with me. You can use slang, you can use everything. And I'm going to do that too. I know how to be white because I was raised here, but